while Dr. Carson isn't actually from Maryland, he's certainly spent a lot of time here as chief pediatric neurosurgeon at Johns Hopkins. Political analysts say while that is playing somewhat of a role in him surging in the polls, another reason may have to do with his humility.
Would you like a coffee?
I'm a root beer fan. Do you have root beer?
I'm not going to be a traditional politician, so I'm not going to do things like traditional politicians do.
Dr. Ben Carson explains to reporters why he thinks he's surging in the polls. In fact, Tuesday, the Maryland Republican Party released results from its month-long presidential straw poll, and Carson trumped Donald Trump. 930 people responded. Carson got almost 32% of the vote, and Trump almost 26%.
I think his style is somewhat different, and so whereas Trump could be more abrasive, Carson tends to be more reserved in his critiques and his comments. And then also being, being in Maryland for so long, definitely has a push, particularly in the state of Maryland.
Dr. John Bullock, an assistant professor of political science at Towson University, says that Carson's humble demeanor and strong religious beliefs are swaying conservatives. However, if you look at the fact that both Carson and Trump are at the top of national polls as well, it also proves that Republicans may be looking for a politician who's not established.
So if you look at the way that Trump speaks, it's very different than any other politician that they're hearing. And then also if you look at Ben Carson, his experience is very different. And I think that's something that's resonating with those voters.
As far as keeping the momentum, Dr. Bullock says what will make or break Carson or Trump most likely will be how they handle difficult questions concerning foreign and domestic issues and whether voters believe them.
If they can really carve out a place for themselves, they could do quite well, because that's really going to be the stronghold of some of those other candidates who have been more polished, who have been in elected office before, who could speak to those issues with a certain degree of clarity.
Now, Dr. Carson is also being labeled as the anti-Trump by many political insiders because his style is so different than Trump's. What's interesting, though, is if Carson really blows it out of the park tonight, it's possible he could take a commanding lead, as after the last debate, his numbers started to surge. Live in the studio tonight, I'm Lowell Melser, WBAL TV 11 News.